Imagine you're living in a vast ancient desert. The heat is just, completely relentless. The landscape is unforgiving, and water is your absolute lifeline.
Right. It's the single most important thing for your survival.
Exactly. I mean, it's
Yeah.
everything for your family, your community. But what if that very lifeline was also like the most dangerous trap imaginable?
Yeah, that completely flips the script on how you view safety.
It really does.
Hmm.
What if the one thing you desperately need to live is hiding something that wants to make you disappear without a single trace?
It's a terrifying thought, because when the oasis itself becomes the ambush point, you're dealing with a deeply ingrained paranoia. Nowhere is safe, you know?
And that terrifying contradiction is exactly what we're unpacking today for you listening. Welcome to this deep dive.
Glad to be here for this one.
Today, we are extracting the story of a highly obscure, deeply chilling piece of localized Arabian folklore. It's a mythological creature known as Duaydee.
Yeah, and we have some really fascinating source material for this.
We do. We're looking at a text excerpt detailing the hidden spirit of the wells, along with this really incredible illustrated visual chart of Arabian mythological creatures. But we aren't just here to tell a spooky ghost story today.
No, definitely not.
The mission of this deep dive is to unpack why human beings actually create these terrifying myths in the first place.
Right, the psychology behind it.
Exactly. We want to look at how these stories serve as vital survival tools against the really terrifying realities of nature.
Because before we can understand why people feared this creature so much, we kind of need to picture exactly what the ancients claimed was lurking in the water.
Yeah, let's get into that. Because if you look at the visual chart we have in our sources, it's packed with all sorts of monsters.
Oh yeah, massive beasts, animal-human hybrids, things with horns.
Right. But if you look down on the bottom right corner of that chart, Duaydee stands out completely. It doesn't look like a hulking apex predator at all.
No, it really doesn't.
No. It's drawn as this crouched, pale, almost alien-like humanoid. The text describes it with a thin body and this bluish-gray skin.
Which makes sense for a water spirit.
Totally. And it has these massive eyes, a really large head, and this tiny mouth with a faint voice. But the wildest part to me is the hands.
Oh, the fingers?
Yeah, long fingers that look like watery branches or wet roots. And sometimes the text says it's entirely featureless, just a shadowy mass of water.
It's basically the ultimate camouflage predator.
An aquatic chameleon, right? Like it can sit near a well looking exactly like an ordinary wet rock.
Yeah.
And it just waits until a human is completely isolated before it reverts to its true form.
And you know what's really fascinating here is the linguistics behind the creature's name.
Oh, right. I wanted to ask you about this.
Yeah, so Duaydee is actually an ancient popular diminutive term in Arabic.
Wait, a diminutive? Like a cute nickname.
Basically, yeah. It suggests something small and hidden in tight, deep spaces.
But that's so weird. Why give a cute-sounding name to a deadly water monster?
Well, it's a chilling contrast, but it's a known coping mechanism in folklore. By making it sound small, you're subconsciously trying to make a terrifying, hidden threat feel just a little more manageable.
Wow, that's dark. But it makes sense. Which kind of leads us to how this thing actually hunts.
Right, because an aquatic chameleon isn't going to just wrestle you to the ground.
No, exactly. We know what it looks like, but its methods are so much more psychological than physical.
It's pure psychological warfare. Duaydee doesn't chase its victims, it lures them.
It weaponizes familiarity, right?
Mm-hmm.
The text says it calls out the victim's specific name.
Yes. Or it mimics the comforting voices of their parents or siblings to draw them to the water's edge.
And it causes hallucinations, too, making people see things that aren't there, or hear phantom sounds echoing off the stones.
It completely bypasses your rational survival instinct by hacking into your emotional instincts.
There's this classic folklore tale in the text that really grounds this for the listener.
Oh.
So picture a child playing near a spring. It's sunset. The child hears his name echoing from the water. So he walks closer, just driven by curiosity.
Right, as a kid would.
Exactly. And he walks closer and closer until he just vanishes completely. When his family searches, they find absolutely nothing. No struggle, no monster.
Just the footprints?
Yeah, just tiny footprints abruptly ending right at the water's edge. And the elders just deliver this grim conclusion. Duaydee took him.
It's horrifying.
And I have to ask, isn't this infinitely scarier than a monster with big teeth? I mean, it's weaponizing a victim's own trust against them.
Oh, absolutely. And the visual chart we're looking at actually gives us a great comparison here with the ghoul.
Oh, right. The classic desert monster.
Exactly. If you contrast the two, you really see Duaydee's unique brand of terror. The ghoul is of the open desert. It relies on brute force to hunt and devour.
And the ghoul leaves behind the scene, right? It leaves evidence.
Yes, exactly. But Duaydee's of the water. It relies on hiding, seduction, and instantaneous vanishing. It makes his victims disappear without a trace.
The horror of the void. Just absolute erasure.
Which is devastating for a community. The lack of closure is a nightmare.
Okay, but why this specific set of psychological tricks? Like moving beyond the magic and the myth, we need to look at the historical truth here. Why does this story actually exist?
Well, historians and folklorists note something really important about Duaydee.
What's that?
It doesn't actually appear in major classic Arabic texts.
Wait, really? It's not in the big literary tradition?
No, it's purely local oral folklore. And the reality is it was created to explain the unexplainable trauma of desert life.
Like sudden drownings.
Exactly. Children falling down deep, dark wells where rescue is physically impossible. And, the eerie, whispering sounds of wind moving over deep water.
Oh, the wind. So an exhausted, dehydrated kid hears the wind whistling over a stone well, and their brain just interprets it as a voice.
Yes. Acoustic illusions. The myth takes that natural physics and turns it into a malicious monster.
Because it's easier for a grieving parent to blame a monster than to accept a random, senseless accident.
Exactly. It imposes order on chaos.
And the symbolism in the text really backs this up. If you look at exactly when and where the creature strikes, it never appears in the morning or at noon.
Right, only at sunset, dusk, or on moonlit nights.
Which are the traditional times for Jinn activity, sure. But the source breaks down the symbolism perfectly. Deep water equals hidden danger.
Because you can't see the drop-offs or the currents.
Right. And sunset equals the fear of the unknown. Children represent vulnerability. And the wells themselves represent the horror of sudden disappearance.
It's a matrix of primal fears.
So if we strip away all the magic and the shape-shifting, is this myth basically just an incredibly dark, ancient parenting tool?
That's exactly what it is.
Like a caution wet floor sign wrapped in a horror story.
100%. Elders literally use this myth to enforce curfews.
I mean, telling a kid, be careful, it's slippery, doesn't really work, does it?
No, kids ignore that. But warning them, don't go near the spring after sunset. Duaydee lives at the bottom. That works.
Yeah, that will absolutely keep a kid away from a dangerous, slippery well in the dark. It was a way to keep them alive in a really harsh environment.
It's brilliant, honestly. Fear deployed as a literal shield to protect the vulnerable.
So to summarize our journey today, Duaydee isn't just a spooky water djinn on a chart. It is a profound, physical embodiment of our ancient ancestors' fear of unknown depths.
And their ingenuity in surviving it.
Exactly. And I want to leave you listening with this chilling, memorable quote from the source material. It's what generations of grandmothers would say to children.
Oh, I love this quote.
Yeah, it goes, "Beware the still spring, for not everything hiding under the water is a fish."
It really makes you second-guess what you're looking at in the dark.
It really does. And it brings us to a final thought for you to ponder today. If our ancestors invented terrifying water djinn to explain the unseen physical dangers of their environment, what modern monsters or urban legends are we subconsciously inventing today to explain the invisible, overwhelming dangers of our modern digital world?
That's a great question.
What's lurking in our digital oases? Something to think about.